So in this video, I want to spend a few minutes talking about this pen. This is the raw brass version of the Fisher Cap-O-Matic. It's a pen I've been using a whole lot lately, and I've really grown to enjoy. You might recall, if you've been watching this channel for a long time, that back in 2018, I did a review of this pen. This is the standard Cap-O-Matic. I bought it in around 2017, 2016, maybe it cost around $10 at the time. And this one has a plastic barrel and the metal upper. It works the same as the rest of them, but the components are a little bit different. And at the time, I didn't love it. I mainly saw it as a kind of an affordable way to get at a space pen refill. And this one, let's see, yeah, 516. So I had this one for a little while, a year and a half or so before I did the review. I still have it, still works, still a good pen, but randomly a couple months ago, I landed on the store page, or a store page, for the raw brass Cap-O-Matic, and I kind of on a lark purchased it. Cost a lot more than this version. I think it's closer to $30 at this point, depending on where you buy it, if it's on sale, whatnot. But I really have been enjoying it. And this one, you might notice, it looks quite new. That's because I recently lost my original brass Cap-O-Matic, and I was like sort of heartbroken, so I went ahead and bought another one. Hopefully the original one turns up, but in the meantime, I've been using this pen. So what's the deal with the raw brass Cap-O-Matic? It's a retractable ballpoint pen, just like the standard one, but the both of the components are made of metal as opposed to plastic. I believe they're all brass. On Fisher's website, they say it is, it is made of brass. They don't say it's like coated steel or anything like that. It has the antimicrobial properties of the copper, which is a major component in brass. And if you open up the pen, you'll see that you do have a lower piece here. You don't want the brass to be the protector here, which it's not that hard. But then you go up, it's all brass, and even the threading, I believe, is made, I don't know if it's the same piece. It's, I believe you have the lower, then you have this piece right here is pressed and epoxied into the lower. It's not machined out of a single item, which this one's probably like, extruded or pressed or something, whereas this one is just kind of pressed in here and epoxied. And Fisher does epoxy a lot of their parts. But anyway, it's really quite nice how they do that. Let's see if we can zoom in. Yeah, so it really is quite nice, and it's got this really nice beefy threading that goes on here really smoothly. The upper component, nicely made. Some plastic in there, and it's the same steel, sprung steel clip as the less expensive version. And it is starting to pick up a patina, as you can see. And that's one of the nice things about this pen. It's one of the big selling points, I would say, is that when it arrives, it looks, like it's made of gold, or golden at least. And then quickly over time, you start building up that staining or that patina. And that's not just a little bit of oil. It's you can see it's not wiping away. That's the metal starting to tarnish. The one I had lost, I had used, it was really starting to look, had a nice kind of dullness to it. That patina had been really built up over time. And you could force it using some sort of chemical methods, but there's really no reason to do that, because this starts as soon as you start using the pen, and then you start getting a really nice sort of natural look to it. And the pen is really becoming yours over time in a way that you'd more associate with like a wood or a leather than you would a typical metal. The two pens, they function similarly. They have the same refill in them, the pressurized Fisher Space Pen refill. The click is a little bit different. You could listen here and here. So the action is a little bit different because the metal dampens the sound a little bit differently. This one, sometimes the slide out is a little delayed. Maybe you could see there, this one's a little smoother. I don't know if there's something, I got some lint or something in my mechanism, or what. Maybe it's a little bit of, because this is so new, maybe they put a little bit of grease in the spring mechanism to sort of dampen it. Anyway, I've been appreciating the subtle differences with the brass model and the less expensive plastic model. In the middle, there's actually an all black, a stealth, kind of I think they call it the police issue or the military issue or something like that version. I don't have that one, but it's basically like this, but all matte black. So the, yeah, it's a nice pen. I just wanted to say there's a weight difference between the two. This one is, I wrote the number down in an article on unsharpen.com, so you could check that. But this one's about, I think, 32 grams, and this one is about 23 grams. Anyway, it's about a 10 gram, like 1/3 difference. This pen is quite light. This pen is, it's not heavy. It doesn't feel like a machined brass pen, but it definitely has a little bit more weight to it. What I like is that when you're writing with it, this piece up here isn't super heavy. And I think a lot of the internal components are plastic, which normally I would not love, but it keeps the weight down. So the pen, even though it has this heavier or larger portion, it doesn't become back weighted so much. So this is the Fisher Space Pen. And I believe the model is like the M4R or the M4B, something like that. Though you don't really see those model numbers used too often. Obviously, the famous one is the AG7. That's the original astronaut pen. And then you have the CH4, which is the shuttle pen, the thinner version of the astronaut pen. Outside of those, you don't see too many Fisher model numbers around. So you just want to look for the raw brass. And it comes in a, I believe, a coated brass, which won't tarnish. And it comes in a silver, and then obviously the plastic body. But I'd recommend picking up the raw brass. It's quite nice. It's a really attractive pen, and it does start to break in, wear in, patina, whatever you want to call it, over time. So you really could start feeling like this pen is yours, and you get some appreciation of having used it. Fisher kind of explains how that works in this little piece of paper that comes with the pen. And they just say this. This is unfinished brass. It will develop a patina over time, depending on your environment, and you can polish it if you want. The Fisher refills, they last forever, and that you can't look inside them the way you can with, say, a gel refill, where you can kind of see this level decreasing over time. So you kind of, you feel like you're, like progress is being made. That's not really the case with the ballpoint, but it is nice that you can see it breaking in over time. Anyway, this is just a quick note about a pen I've been really enjoying, and I would definitely recommend, and it's on the affordable side for a Fisher Space Pen. I know a lot of people have been pushing back at the increased prices of the AG7, the astronaut pen or the shuttle pen, whatever you want to call it. Those have gotten pretty expensive over time. These ones are pretty stable, and again, relatively affordable. It's in the price range of a Rotring 600 or something like that. So anyway, fun pen, I'm enjoying it a lot, and I wanted to relay that little story. This is the Fisher Space Pen Raw Brass. Thanks for watching.